Good evening, all, and welcome to the intro chat for Worked All OARC chat. I'm just gonna move the windows around. So I have a few people on the call. I'm just gonna do a short introduction. So we have Eoin, MEØNVK, and myself. And we are gonna be doing the Worked All OARC this year. So this is just for you guys to, so what I really wanted to do is just to explain a little bit how it's going to work this year, because it's gonna work slightly different than it did last year. And Eoin kindly agreed to help me with just running this for you. I think I'll just start the session with just sharing the screen, and we are gonna just have a look at the rules, because they pretty much explain everything that will happen in the activity. So I'm just gonna share the screen if I can. There we go. Screen, something like this. You guys see everything there? I
Yeah,
think.
right there. We got it.
But it's kind of small. I'm just gonna do this, and maybe zoom out a bit. Maybe zoom in a bit. 100%. Oh, my zoom thing is in the middle of this. Can't move the zoom thing there. Okay. So I'm gonna make it a bit bigger, and a little more again. There. I think that's big enough. So this year, the idea for the Worked All OARC is that we're gonna do networking, right? And what I mean by networking is just that. Do nets, do QSO parties. Oh, I get a nice feedback. There we go. So we're gonna do a lot of this stuff this year, and because some of the modes and some of the activities cannot really be a net, so like, for example, FT8 can't really be a net, or SSTV can't really be a net, in the sense of that you might have a controller, or if it can, it would be kind of convoluted and maybe not something that you want to necessarily do. So I described some of the ways what we are gonna understand by the net, right? There's a normal net, which is the SSB FM voice mostly, with a formal net controller. So if you're familiar with the net, you normally, the way the net normally works is that you have one person in charge of bringing people in, keeping the track of the order of people talking to one another and stuff like that, and then resolving any kind of conflicts that may happen, when people just try to break in and stuff like that. So this kind of net, we just have a controller, and then we recognize the other type of participants that we have, and they will be called just a check-in. So these are participants, but just for the purpose of the activity, we'll just call them check-ins, or people that participated in the net. So so that's one type of a net, and then you have a different type, which is more for the modes that can't easily achieve a net, like FT8, CW, or SSTV, or say JS8 call, or something like this, or RITI, or one of these things. And I will call it QSO party. So this means that we are gonna organize an activity. We're gonna say we're gonna be here at this time, and we are gonna exchange the QSOs. And it is what it is. It's a QSO party, and I think it will be achieved. It'll be easily achieved for all of these modes. The idea is that you may be calling CQ Oscar Alpha Radio Charlie. So then people will just respond to you with their own call signs and stuff like that. So you're still kind of calling the OARC, but you're calling people from OARC and stuff like that. That could be one type of this kind of a QSO party. It's coordinated on the activity hub or drop-in voice chat. That's okay. An interesting thing that we can do this year, because we have a packet network quite well developed by now, we can have just a chat when we congregate in one of the nodes, or maybe we have peered nodes and stuff like that, and we say from 7 in the evening until the 8 in the evening we're gonna hang out on one of the nodes and stuff like that. It will be actually interesting to see if the network will get congested and stuff like that, you know, when suddenly, I don't know, 5 or 10 people descends on one node or something like this. It would be interesting to see, like when the radios go a little bit crazy, you know, because there's just so much traffic. I think that's gonna be interesting. And the last type of a net for this activity is gonna be just a meetup in person. So if you're in London, Bristol, or, you know, anywhere in the world, and you want to meet with other members of the OARC, that counts as a net. It can't be just you and your buddy meeting up. That's not quite a net, because we kind of want to put the bar that it's at least 3 people, right? So, because when you have 2 people, then you have quite possibly the net controller and his buddy, and then you have nobody else. So we kind of want to set the bar up a little bit to make it that it's at least 3 people. So it's actually a meetup with someone else, they're just your buddy. And then for the activity to count towards the activity, it will have to be an event on the Discord server. So you say to me, I'm gonna organize a meetup, or I'm gonna organize an SSB net or something like that on such a date at such a such hour for that long, and I will just organize it. Then the controllers or people organizing the net are responsible for making the net qualify. So you need 3 participants, 3 check-ins basically, and it needs to be at least 12 hours in advance. So I think for the previous, the Worked All OARC, we were kind of a little bit ad hoc about it as well, but for this one we would like something to be a little bit more organized, in the sense that it gives people a chance to actually see it happening. So if you wake up on Saturday morning at 6 o'clock and you know, and say, I'm gonna organize a net, and then we put the event up, you know, then we're gonna have a net at 7 o'clock in the evening, and that's okay. So the 12 hours is there, you know, just to make sure that people have a chance to see the event and stuff like that. Of course, I would prefer that people do it the evening before, you know. So like, there's no, my phone doesn't go crazy at 6 o'clock in the morning because someone decided to have the net at 6 o'clock in the evening, you know. So that's that. And then each net, for the purpose of just keeping the track of it, will have a serial number. So we're gonna give out serial numbers with Eoin. We're gonna track the serial numbers, but then the controller can give it its own name. So you can call it what you want. And we just give you, so it could be called net number 23 POTA, or net number whatever, FT8 QSO party. So that's the serial number. The reason for keeping the serial number is that then we can count people per activity when they log their participation. And then the participation record. Okay, so in the last years we did few things. So one year we had some sort of additive submitting. The other year Simon had his logging software. This year we're gonna do something different. We're gonna have a very simple Google form, and in that Google form just put your name, your call sign, activity number. This is the serial number for the net, the activity name. And then just put up that you are the controller or the networking body, and the networking body I will explain in a second. So I assume that if you're not the controller of the net, then you are a check-in, a participant, and then, well, so I should say it like that. If you're not a controller and you're not a networking body, then you're just a check-in, and then that just counts to the different points. The kind of way I distinguish between the check-ins and the controllers is because it counts later on to what we kind of wanted to do for the rewards or the commemorative part of it, right? The networking body. So oh, there's another thing here. So we are not gonna check your logs. We're not gonna go after people and kind of try to police that and stuff like that. If we see that someone is doing something that's kind of sus, and we have to check the log, then it's really, really bad at this stage, because we just trust that people are gonna log what they did. If you're just if you're trying to log something that you didn't do, then it's your problem. We are all adults here, right?
That's kind of that's what we discussed right at the beginning, wasn't it, Vic? That actually we're not here to be policemen. We're not going to do any of that. We just want people to get on and have fun on the radio.
Exactly.
If it comes down to that, then we've missed the point.
Yeah, if it comes down to us requesting the logs, then it defeats the point of just doing this. However, we hold the right to disqualifications and stuff like that, just in case we need to. But let's not get there ever. And then the cutoff for the submission is the August 31st, and the activity actually starts next month. So it starts in exactly a week from now, on the 1st of June. So that's where the activity starts, and that's where the activities actually count from. So if you organize the activity after that date, it counts. So then there's a period in the document, and that's it really for the rules. Are there any questions before I move on to the important bits?
Got a couple in the text. During the EMF camp, you could organise that at C camp. Yes, you can, Paul. Do you want your number now? long as it's an event on the Discord, everybody can join. Yeah, for sure. That would be fun.
Yeah. I see that Larry is there in the drop-in chat in Discord.
Yes, you can have #001. I'm logging it now for you.
So the EMF camp gets the first one, right? Excellent.
Yep. You've got it, Paul.
Yeah. So the EMF camp got the first net. Excellent. Then Paul, if you're there, please do organize yourself an event on Discord. I hope that's okay. I actually don't see your chat, guys. Sorry.
That's fine. I've got it. Yeah, all we need is a date. So when the event's posted, you can have number one, Paul. And when the date's posted, I'll add it onto I've created a sheet in the Google Drive next to your rules. Right.
We're gonna just keep the track of the nets because it's important for us. One thing we do have to do, Owen, is to prepare that form.
Yeah, that's okay. I won't see.
Yeah.
Mike, did you want to say something? No. We had a hell of a lot of feedback when you joined. It was just repeated. It was very funny.
Stu.
Oh, you're doing it again. Mike, keep just saying Stu, just repeated. It's very funny.
You must have some. Yeah, you must have something looping there. Some maybe a virtual wire somewhere in the windows or something like this. Anyway, Any other questions there on Owen on the chat?
No, nothing. Paul's also going to do a pub meet, which I think is a good idea as well. You can easily, from the sounds of it, from the numbers that are going up. Go on, Mike.
Yeah.
Do you want to try again?
Is that working now?
It's
Hello.
working.
Okay, no feedback. Go on.
That's bizarre because the mic that was selected is faded down, so I don't know where it was getting sound from. The same. Oh well, no questions. I've just been listening. Sounds like this is going to be fun.
Roger.
No more questions about the rules. I think they're very simple. The idea is taken from the awards that that the guys in Italy do and in Spain, and you take you participate in so many activities, you get something, right? What is this that you have there? It's a very big cat. Oh, hello, Dougie.
Something I noticed the other day, I didn't look into it in a lot of detail, but it passed me by that there was someone running a net on the packet bulletin system. So I think there's sort of tag for it, and you send a message to the tag saying I'm checking in, and someone somewhere collates them.
Yeah, I think that's okay too. Yeah, it's a form of the net. Yeah, we'll just call it a QSO party then. This kind of a way, right? Okay, so the guideline for this year is connecting in any possible way, making nets, making QSO parties in any way you can, connecting. DMR, I expect a lot of DMR nets, please, because that's super easy to do. You just have to say, Vic or Owen, I want to have a DMR net on Thursday evening at 7. Give me a serial number, please. Thank you very much. So that activity, that would be super easy to do as well, and stuff like that. So
one question that I thought, Vic. So if someone arranges something and let's say nobody else comes along, but they end up talking to other people on their net, so not OARC, maybe people. I think that's kind of okay, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. The rules specify 3 people, but do they specify 3 members of the OARC?
No, they don't.
No. So
Up a bit.
if you unless we specifically decide that 3 people count as 3 members of the OARC.
Yeah, I think they should all be OARC members.
Okay.
I kind of feel that way as well. If you're unfortunate enough that you organize an activity and you are there with your buddy, then shout in the activity hub lounge somewhere, get someone on that net, get a third person, just to participate in the net for quick QSO and stuff like that. But I think number 3 is very achievable. It should be achievable enough. Especially that's why we kind of went as well, tell us 12 hours before. Don't just do the ad hoc activity, it might not work. So
I think that was more around Vic, wasn't it? It was just that we wanted people to be able to participate. I think what was happening last year, and there was nothing wrong with that, but there was during the day when some people can't take part, there was stuff happening that others couldn't get involved in, and then by the evening they've been at it for 8 hours and nothing else was going on. So I just thought when we both agreed that let other people take part. It can be during the day, and if they can't take part, they can't take part, but at least they've had the opportunity.
So I think it says where 3 or more OARC members, it says in the rules actually. Okay, we just made the rules with Owen as we were going along, so to speak, but I think this is fair. And if other people it's not a closed net, right? The more the better.
Also, what Robin just said in the chat, If there's anyone in your net who's not in the ORC, get them to join.
Exactly.
Good idea.
Exactly that. So then, oh, there's lots of activity in the chat. I just managed to open that.
That's fine. It's fine.
There we go.
Okay.
And I've just fired up my microphone now, so
Okay.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna move
Maybe-
on to
Maybe about the badges. Vic.
Yeah, the
Tell 'em about
badges. The badges. Okay. So I'm actually very excited for the badges because I think it was a really good thing to do last year, and they were really, really well. They turned out really, really nice. When I was sending my paint made, design to that company, I didn't know what's gonna happen, but they did a really good job in making them. So this year we're gonna have 2 types of badges, and this is where me talking about the controllers and check-ins matters, because we do have 2 colors on Discord. We have what we call the sapphire blue and the emerald green as our kind of what you would call it, branding, whatever you want to call it. And we're gonna have 2 badges, but there's a twist. So the blue badges, these are the participation badges. Yes, these are the last year's ones.
that's it.
I think it would focus better if you took it out of the bag, Paul.
Actually, you might focus better with it because it's more area, but
Yeah.
let's try it. Let me turn the blur off as well.
Yeah.
About
Something like that, right?
yeah.
So the blue badges will be for the participants, and you have to qualify to receive one. You have to have recorded participation in 10 events. Okay, this shouldn't be difficult. There should be enough events in 3 months' time for you to qualify multiple times, I think. The second badge, and this is what I call the SMOC. So this is Sapphire Medal of Check-in, right? And then the other badge is Emerald Medal of the Controller, which is EMOC. And this is received, or you qualify to receive that if you organize 5 events. So you organize 5 nets and they have to qualify. So what it means is, again, you have 3 participants, OARC members, and they qualify then. And then when you log that, then you get that Emerald badge, okay, the EMOC badge. So then the rules say the OARC members can be awarded both awards. Organizing activity counts towards the SMOC, which is like if you organize the activity, you're automatically a participant, okay? But it doesn't work the other way around, because you have to you can be participant but not organize the activity or something like this. So then we also recognize that sometimes doing these activities is kind of hard. Like, because you have to think about it, you have to organize it, you might need someone to help you with it. So we recognize a second role, and that will be a networking buddy. So for me, if you were to do it as an example, so I will be a network controller for the entire activity, and Eoin is my networking buddy. So Eoin helps me, with just running the activity when I was the kind of the instigator of it, or the main person behind it, whatever you want to call it. And there's nothing stopping anybody from swapping these roles. So today I'm a controller, then you're a networking buddy, and then it's actually nice if you never organize a net. This is a super nice way to actually learn how to do this as well, because you can get someone who's comfortable running a SSB net, for example, and you're just there helping them, and then the next week you swap the roles and you're actually running the net, and then that person can help you if you get into trouble with the net somehow. And if you're a networking buddy, your participation counts to the 5 activities. So that makes it easier for you to achieve the Emerald Medal of the Controller. And then that's it. If there are any situations that are not specified in the rules, Eoin and I will resolve them, and our decision is final. in that regard. So we'll just resolve the situations as they arise. If we didn't account for something in the rules,
in a pretty relaxed way.
Yeah.
We're not policemen or.
we're not gonna police that, because it's not about that. Anyway, so now the twist, because I said there were two badges and there is a twist. So the twist is that you can receive both badges, of course, if you participated in 10 activities, but you organized 5 of them. So you participated in 5 and organized 5, or participated in 10 and organized 5, or something like this. But you have to organize 5, right, to receive both badges. The way we're gonna design them this year, I have some concepts in my head already. We're gonna design them in such a way that they will fit like a puzzle with one another. So for all the participants, the badges are gonna be what's the word I'm looking for? They're gonna be really nice on their own. They'll be very satisfactory looking badges on their own. But if you're a controller of the net, you're gonna get that cherry on the top of the cake that is gonna just kind of somehow bind together with the first badge. I don't know how we will do it yet. I have some ideas about how to do it, but if you want a nice badge with both of them, you know, kind of fitting into one another, or complementing, you know, this kind of a way, you have to organize 5 activities. Otherwise, you're just not just, but you're getting the Sapphire badge only. So I have few designs, and I think it's been done before, where you kind of like do the adventure races and you kayak and then run and then cycle and then climb and then do something else, and these badges kind of like, these medals kind of form a little puzzle together. So that's the idea. That's the idea for the badges this year. And of course, the Sapphire medal is gonna be blue, and the Emerald medal is gonna be sort of green. And actually, not sort of green. I know exactly what green is going to be, because it's in the branding guidelines. So I know exactly what green this is going to be. So that's it. There's no more to it. Questions, suggestions?
I think this all sounds fantastic. Sorry, I had my camera off for a little bit. Very light on rules, heavy on activity, and the badge is genius, the badge idea. Full marks, happy to participate, and I will be merging it with the OARC Day, I think. Chris would want to do that as well. There's ample opportunities there for people to not just get out and have fun, but also potentially work lots of OARC members. And I think that's definitely something that should be merged together in some way, or promoted as a day when we can go out, which is looking somewhere towards mid-June, early July. There is a poll ongoing in Portable and SOTA channel, and you are fully encouraged to vote for the option that you prefer for that.
So we have Mark and Chris doing, or Chris and Mark actually. So
Yeah,
Chris
this year more Chris.
Chris will be the controller, and Mark will be his networking buddy in this situation, just to put it into example. We have EMF camp that is happening next weekend. What a wonderful coincidence, you know, that is actually happening. Then we have the some other activities as well. Now, the one thing I forgot to say, because my microphone just kind of obscured the view of this. So Owen and I are committing to running a single net every week. And we're gonna make it as accessible as possible for people. So probably most of these nets are gonna be SSB. And then that will result in 12 nets over 3 months' times. So if you participated only in that, you get your a sapphire medal. If you just did that and nothing else, you get your sapphire thing. If you, however, want to organize something, we should get CW guys to sort out. Yeah, for sure. I don't know how the CW net works. Kind of tricky, I think. I think they're gonna have a QSO party rather than a net. And then I had an idea that if Owen and I feel up for it, we might actually do an exotic net as well. And we might do something, say, Saturday evening or Sunday evening, for an hour and something like this. Now, the only thing I will say, when we are volunteering with Owen to do it, these nets are not gonna be perpetual, endless nets. They're gonna be an hour of activity, say, and then we're gonna just finish them. So just to bear in mind that there is someone's time sank into it. There you go. And we're gonna post some progress. So we'll have all the check-ins, all the logging in the spreadsheets in the Google Drive, and we're gonna do some updates. Maybe who achieved the awards as we go along, or something like this. Now,
I think Robin wanted to say something.
yeah. Do we have Robin?
No, someone was just running a motorbike past. I just muted the microphone.
Okay. Yeah. Go, Vic.
I mean, I'll volunteer to do the AM top band net.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Yeah,
Yep.
but you have to now. The top band is tricky because you need to find 2 more guys or girls that have the antenna for the top band, right?
Sorry, someone just called up and talked to me. But yeah. I mean, if that sounds like that's something anyone actually wants to try, I'm more than happy to do AM on top band.
Mm-hmm.
I'll volunteer to run that one.
I haven't got top band, but if you think you could do it on 40 or 20, I'll be up for it.
I mean, we've got 3 months, so I'm sure we can organise an AM event. We can do it on more than one band. That'd be fun.
Yeah, count me in on 80 or 40. I don't think I'll get around to a top band antenna this year.
Oh, and I think, Owen, I didn't talk to you yet, but we might actually have a chat about it now. I didn't decide whether we are gonna do the net on weekly on the same day, at the same hour, or are we going to mix it up?
I haven't thought about it, but I'm easy.
So there's a advantage and disadvantage to both. If you do it at the same time every week, people can organize for it. If you do it on different days, say at the same time, then people that can't do things on Thursday can do things on Monday, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't mind.
We're
kind of busy on Wednesdays. That's the only one that's.
Yeah.
We're a bit busy on that for a couple of weeks yet, aren't we?
Yeah. But we'll decide about it, whether we do fixed day and the fixed hour for people to actually be able to organize their lives around it.
Yeah.
If you need a hand organising, and I'm around, obviously I can't do Wednesdays, but I'm up to doing a few nets as well.
It won't be Wednesdays because we're both doing full for at least 5 more weeks. Yeah.
Wednesday's the one day I can't do, but I can.
It won't be Wednesday.
It won't be Wednesday.
The other thing is around the pub things, when I'm back from camp, could always do like an hour before, like at 7 till 8, do something if I'm around.
For the pub, Paul,
not in pub, before pub. So
yeah, like if you want the pub to qualify, if you guys could do some radio maybe as well, because it's neither radio nor in person, so it's nowhere.
Oh no, I know that. No, I wasn't counting the pub itself on Zoom.
Yeah.
It'll be like either we'd do it before or for 20 minutes during it. We say, right, we go off to DMR and we'll have a QSO party there and come back.
But remember that only activities that are events on Discord count, right?
Yeah.
Because it
would all be organised beforehand.
Mm-hmm. It must be transparent. So it's not that it must be transparent. People must know about it up front, so they have a chance to get ready.
Yeah.
And the sooner the better. So I think I'm gonna put a goal on this, I put the goal of 100 activities in 3 months.
It's doable.
I think that's doable.
I put a goal on this and we'll see. Maybe we can achieve the goal and do 100 activities, you know, in 3 months' time. There should be enough of us to do it. And as I say, also, like, if you want to encourage someone and do it with someone that hasn't done it ever before, that's a great opportunity as well. Robin is going. Okay, see you, Robin.
Ta-ta.
Less than 9 weeks.
Less than 9 a week activities.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
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 He's doing 100. Yeah.
Yeah. So there should be activity every day and some extras somewhere.
Yeah. So one every day and maybe one each at the weekend extra.
Yeah. And then of course we are gonna do the Grand Prix, maybe for the most active controller or something like this. And I think the most active controller should not be one that organized most activities, but the one that had most people on the net. Just saying, 100 nets with 3 people are not really good, better than, you know, 2 nets with 50 people on it, you know, or something like that, you know. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Because I think that's it, Owen. There's nothing else for us.
Yeah, agreed. That's it. It's to be pretty loose.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to change if we have to change rules. We will, but they're pretty loose.
Yeah. We might adjust the rules during the activity if we see fit with Owen.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, they're very simple. There shouldn't be any need for this.
If everyone's having fun, they can stay as they are.
Is this going to go on the wiki or is it on the wiki yet?
That's a good idea. Paul, we hadn't even
If you
thought
want,
about it.
I can. I'm off now for 2 weeks, so I'm happy to. I need to tidy up the front page a bit. So
doesn't that work? Sorry, guys.
so if once you've definitely 100% finalised the rules, you can always chuck it over to me, and I'll
Perfect.
see about getting it nice and bold at the top or something.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
It probably won't be tonight, but tomorrow or Monday.
No.
There's no problem.
Definitely before we start, though.
Yeah, I think we can wrap up the recording. Thanks everybody for watching. Please do participate, play radio, be on the network. Get the serial number, come up with a nice name.